Hey y'all, I may have talked about this on the channel before, but about a month, about a month ago, more than a month ago probably, the pastor of my church, Deep Beth, had a had a stroke. He was going in for routine heart procedure and he had a stroke. So for the past month or so, we've been looking for a new pastor. I mean, we've had an interim, but we've been looking for a new pastor, and yesterday we found one. It was actually the interim that had been preaching. Named Cory named Cory Lethgo. He's a really he's a really good guy. So I figured I'd use today to just send encouragement his way. Now this is a prayer that I have from all new pastors. Verse I'll pray into the apps. And I bet a lot of other people in the congregation will pray into the apps as well. Turn with me to John 3:30 if you would. Again, it's John 3:30. This is John speaking here. Speaking of God, he said, He must increase and I must decrease. I go on to verse 31. He who comes from above is above all. He who is of the earth is earthy and speaks of the earth. He who comes from heaven is above all. This may sound a bit weird coming from me, but when I heard Cory preach at night or yesterday, I was really proud, because I could tell he was letting God use the conversation. I mean, not that he's had a problem with that in the past, but I could just see it a little clearer and a little easier, because it's so easy to get the two jumbled up. There's a difference, some may call it minor, but there's a difference between speaking of God and allowing God to speak through you. Because a lot of times when we try to speak of God, we could jumble up his message a lot of times, maybe with our own agenda, with our own narrative, intentionally or unintentionally we could do that. So it's so important that you let God use the conversation, that you let God use you. Cory, I met the rest of the family yesterday, and they all spoke highly of you. They all love you. I'm sure they're wonderful people, and you've got an extended family, which you've been at North Star for a while, I know. But you've got a really big extended family at North Star South Campus too. I mean, there's a lot of people you could talk with, you could maybe gain encouragement and insight from, not just from the elders, but from anyone and everyone, which is really great. It's always fundamental to have a really good support system, because it's easy for someone, I don't care who they are, to have bad days. We all have those once in a while. We all need encouragement. And my prayer, along with the He must increase and I must decrease fundamental prayer, is that you would always recognize that you could talk to your church family, that you search for encouragement, that you search for strength, even if you don't feel like going much yourself. You could always turn to us, but most importantly, you could turn to God for encouragement and strength and light. And from what I've seen so far, you've been doing a you've been doing a great job with that, from what I've seen. Now, obviously, even pastors can struggle with that, because we're not omnipotent, perfect beings. As much as I seem that way, I promise I'm not. But but yeah, that's why God established the family. That's why He established that support system, because He knew that man was not meant to be an island. Man was not meant to walk on this earth alone. So, Cory, I love you, brother. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you more, and I'm really looking forward to what God has in store for you. Continue to let Him to direct your path and direct the church as you have been doing. Guys, God bless you. I love you, and I'll see you next week.